Assalamu alaikum. How are you doing today? Today I want to talk about leadership in a democratic world and in a Muslim world. It's unfortunate that in today's world we don't really have good examples and prominent examples of Muslim worlds where we can see what it is and make a comparison. Yes, we know about Dubai and a lot of us know about Saudi, but there isn't really a traditional or classic or Muslim leadership the way it's supposed to be. According to my knowledge, the country, and it's sad that we have to use the word country because in Islam there isn't really such a thing as a country. Countries were created by the British and the French. But the one country which comes close to a representation of Islamic leadership is Brunei. And that's what I want to talk about is leadership or the leaders or leader in a Muslim world as compared to a democratic world. If you look at Brunei, Brunei has a sultan, and the sultan acts as the leader and he makes decisions. But he makes decisions according to Sharia and what is acceptable in Islam. And everybody in Brunei is expected to behave according to Islamic principles. Did you know that the death penalty is still in Brunei, as well as the chopping off of hands if you steal? Of course, it's there as a preventative law, and it works well because no one steals. The country is rich enough to make sure that all its citizens is taken care of in terms of resources, so there's no need to steal. But the law is there as a preventative measure, and it works. In Dubai, for example, there's no stealing going on. Yet, 95% of the people living in Dubai right now are not Emiratis. That's what the citizens are called because Dubai is one of the Emirates, seven Emirates in the area. Like provinces here in South Africa, they have Emirates. There's no stealing going on, and not because they'll chop their hands off. The 95% of the citizens, if you like, there are not Muslim. But they all know and they are told when they sign their contract to work there, they know that if they steal or do some other criminal act, they will be evicted from the country. They'll be put on an aeroplane and sent back home. And the people they don't want that because they enjoy working there, they get paid well, it's tax free, it's safe and secure compared to where they come from in Britain or the United States or wherever. So that preventative law works. But the point that I want to make is the Sultan in Brunei is guided by Quran and Sunnah. And so relationships in Brunei would work according to trust. The trust that somebody that you are working with would work according to that. And that is different in a democratic country where you have to scheme and manipulate and trap somebody into doing something the proper way. Or you have to manipulate him or threaten him in some or other way to make sure that he doesn't do something that he's not supposed to do. And you need contracts and you need handshake, verbal agreements, and you need all kinds of stuff to make sure that things happen the way you say it happens. Yes, in Brunei and in Muslim countries, there are contracts, but the contracts are more for terms of guidance, more than a tool that will allow you to thrash out a problem in court. It's very different. If you're Muslim and you grow up as a Muslim, especially here in South Africa, then you'll understand exactly what I'm telling you. And the most important difference between the two is that Democratic leadership, they are not guided by morals and values, and they cannot be trusted. And who keeps them in control? There's no, there's no checks and balances. In America, they say there are, yes, but there isn't. I mean, they get away with stuff that causes the people, the ordinary citizens, to suffer, mostly financially. All leadership, the political leaders in the USA, are involved in business. And you become a politician in the USA if you have millions of US dollars. And then you make even more millions of dollars as a political leader. Here in South Africa, it's even more clear cut because they don't even do anything and they're just there for the money. And they are corrupt, there's no morals. So it's extremely difficult. And if you are not Muslim, then you got no idea what it is that I'm talking about. And the Muslims out there, especially the ones my age, if you think back how difficult it was when South Africa went from apartheid to ANC government, slowly things came in where people had to be manipulated to get them to do stuff. There had to be threats or veiled threats, not of physical violence, but of them losing out in some or other way. Everything was do this or else. You couldn't just say do this, and you still can't say just do this, or you can't say don't do this. It must be or else. There must be some action that will be taken to manipulate or to threaten somebody into doing or not doing something. And that is un Islamic. I mean, take something like lending somebody something. Right? Say you lend somebody a drill, for example. In Islam, the onus is on that person to return your drill to you as soon as possible, unless you say keep it until I need it. But nowadays, what happens? You lend your drill to somebody and you forget who you lent it to, then your drill is gone. And that person won't return it to you, but he's supposed to. He's supposed to return it to you. You're not supposed to ask where it is. And when I mention that, I'm only talking about one particular aspect of the Islamic ethos, if you like, where it comes to lending and borrowing. But with everything else, it's like that. If you take aggression, for example, there's no aggression. You're supposed to be humble. It's humility. But yet in today's world, if you are not aggressive, then you get pushed to the side. And I really don't care. I mean, I'm not going to try to change myself to be more aggressive to get ahead. I'm turning 62 this year, and I've never really fitted in. I've never allowed myself to be homogenized into Western society. Never, and I never will. It's too late now. No one can get it right. And I'm not interested. I've always turned down promotions. I was made head of department and I turned it down because I'm not interested in promotion. To me, work is just a way of earning a living. And I've done many jobs. I am a qualified electronics technician. I was a computer programmer. I was a lecturer for years at a business school, at a technicon, and at a university. And then I became a maths teacher and a physics teacher, which I am now. And I've never taken promotion posts and I've never worked for promotion because position is not important to me. To me, a job is just a place where you go to earn money. But my life has always been about seeking knowledge. That's what it's about. Not learning stuff in order to make money. And yes, I have a fairly good job and I earn a good salary. But life is about learning. I have an insatiable appetite to learn. I still learn a lot every day. And that's what it's all about. If you live to learn things, if you live according to Quran and Sunnah, if you travel to go and see how people live and get to know them and get to see what food they eat and how they sort problems out, then there won't be drugs and calamity in your life. That is what we are taught. We are taught that, and if you do that, then you will find that life is in fact so. But today's young Muslims are all about being aggressive and going after money, and everything is about money. And there's no point in saying today's world is about money when everyone is making it about money. If you don't make your life about money, you'll be a much happier person. You know, somebody once said that if you bring your children up poor, they'll be a lot more successful in life. And it doesn't mean that they will grow up to have a lot of money, because they won't. But they will grow up to be more focused on the important things in life, because money doesn't bring happiness. Show me somebody who's got money, and I'll show you a sad person. And they are sad because their life is all about making even more money. And that greed and that hunger for money, it will never be satiated, never, or appeased, never. They will always be looking for more and more and more. And how can that be happy? How can that be happiness? Running after money all your life. There's such a lot of other things to do in life. But think about all the people that you know who are well off. They don't spend their money. Yes, they live in a big house and they drive a nice car or more than one car. But then they go out in that same car to go and make more money. And they come home in that big house just to eat and then go to sleep. But ask them, what do they do for happy? And are they happy? Do they laugh? Do they even smile? They don't. Ask them to make a donation to something. You won't get a cent out of them. And that's probably why they don't smile, because smiling is a form of charity. It's the simplest form of sadaqah, is to smile at somebody. They don't have time to smile. They don't have time to laugh. Proper laughing, not laughing out of insulting somebody or laughing at a joke at someone's expense. That you leave to stupid people. It's difficult to be a Muslim in a Western world, and it's in some Muslim countries or so-called Muslim countries, it's even difficult to be a Muslim there, because the whole world today is about money. There's a global economy, there's American hegemony in terms of the US dollar being used for everything, which will change. It's going to change very soon. America is a superpower. They are on their way out. There's nothing they can do about it. Just like Russia, they are also not going to be a superpower in, hopefully, in my lifetime. I'm glad I'm on my way out. But that's all I want to say for today. Shukran. Assalamu alaikum.